The Minnesota Media Archive is brought to you by North Metro TV. Your support helps make the archive possible. Please consider a one-time donation.
Run demo. Insert tape. Loading. Playing. Transferring video. Recording. Disc ready. Transfer your videotapes to DVD and digital at North Metro TV. $12 an hour for tapes. $30 an hour for film. Call 76323122803.
There's only 4 games left to go here in the Northwest Suburban Conference. It's crunch time. And tonight it's the Elk River Elks coming into Blaine High School to take on Steve Ryder and the Blaine Bengals. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Johnson, along with Phil Johnson. And as I mentioned, Elk River's taking on Blaine tonight, trying to up their record to a very solid and very respectable 21-0 and 11-0 in the Northwest Suburban. Phil, how you doing?
Good, Mike. Glad to do this with you today.
Phil kindly has joined me this evening. He's a wildlife biology teacher at Elk River High School and has coached a lot of these Elk River players in the past. As we look at the Elk River starters, why don't you give us a look at them right now, Phil, and just kind of name them off.
Well, starting at the point guard will be senior number 11, Melissa Mulvaney. Very quick defensive player, did a great job on Tia Battle in the last game that they had against Maple Grove here. One of the top scorers in the state, did a great job on her. Lindsay Dietz, number 30, she's a junior, really plays a wing. Great putback, gets a lot of rebounds and makes a lot of her points off of free throws. And then we got the twins, Carly Christensen, who plays an inside post player and really does a nice job, sets herself up well in the post. Kayla Christensen just having a great year, shooting the ball from the outside, can take it down low, can really run the court. She's playing an outside wing as well. And then and another post player is Rachel Davis, a sophomore, seasoned sophomore. She played last year as a freshman.
Folks, that's why Phil's here, and as you get a look at the Blaine starters, in the backcourt, Molly Hendricks, the consummate, and Stacy Holmgren. The front line for Blaine, Heather Peterson, Gina Osted, and the very solid, the leading scorer for the Bengals, Stephanie Westman. As you can see, the Bengals led by Steve Ryder, in who knows what year he's in, maybe 15th, 16th, who knows, 13th, 14th. You get a look at the Elk River bench, Larry Craig right there. And you mentioned that last game Elk River played in against Coon Rapids. Coon Rapids ranks in the middle of Northwest Suburban. We talked about this before the game. Everybody's beginning to gun for the Elk River Elks.
Yeah, Mike, that's what's happening. Elk River's getting some good tests here, and that's exactly what they're looking for down the stretch here, getting ready for the sections. Coon Rapids comes up to Elk River here last week and just plays a great game. Just always looking forward, Coon Rapids was, and gave Elk River all they could handle right down to the end. Actually, 3 points right down to the end, and we made a couple free throws to get that 3-point lead.
Well, we're about to experience the opening tip here at Blaine High School. Officials tonight, Jim Calloway and Mary Hilger, no relation to Cindy. And here's Molly Hendricks from the get-go. She's the court general for the Bengals. Out on the wing, that's Osted. Here we go with Stacy Holmgren. Hendricks up top, open 3, and quickly it's 3-0 in favor of the Bengals, courtesy of Gina Osted.
And Mike, I'm sure that's exactly what Blaine wanted to do, come out with a quick start, get on the board right away, make it tough for the Elks, come back right away. And there you see Rachel Davis trying to take it inside, and a great defensive play on the Blaine side.
Here comes Osted back the other way. And Phil, what's the strong point of this defense? Are we going to see a lot of pressing tonight?
No, you won't see a lot of pressing, but you see a real good half-court man-to-man defense, very little zones. They may go into a 1-2-2 type of 3-2 zone. We'll see how things go, but they like to play a good man-to-man, and they do a good job of it. Always a lot of help from the weak side.
Is that something that they've consistently gone with the whole year?
Yeah, and they have played very well defensively, and here you see Blaine coming out. They're fired up. They're wanting to take on the #1 team in the state right here.
And as we said, everybody's gunning for them, and why not? They're 20-0, looking for their 21st victory of the season. Are you aware, right off the top of your head, what's the school record for wins in the season?
You know, I'm not, Mike. I couldn't tell you, but go back to a year with Sarah Belangi when they went to state. I think they were probably maybe 3-4 losses maybe during those years. That was probably back in, I'd like to think the late 80s.
How about me asking you to come out of the crowd as you see Hendricks from behind the arc and just put you on the spot with that question? Right
yeah, Mike, thanks a lot. I'm sure I got a hot dog coming later for that one.
Well, there's a turnover by the Elks, and here comes Molly Hendricks the other way for Blaine. Down, this is Holmgren. Head fake, nice. Strung to the hole. And looks like we're going to foul called on Rachel Davis, I do believe. And it is. Coming into tonight's game, Rachel Davis, the leading scorer, average-wise, for the Elk River Elks. And Phil, she's only a sophomore.
Yeah, right. She played, though, as a starter last year as a 9th grader, Mike. And like I said, she's a seasoned player. Loves it in the post, but also can square up and sometimes even plays a wing. Sometimes when they go with a little taller lineup.
Just to give you a little bit more of a background on Phil. Phil does the public address announcing for the Elk River Elks at their girls' basketball games. Do you do boys' basketball as well?
I'm always at the girls' games. I actually haven't been because I've been watching my daughter, but sometimes I like to get into the PA, and I do a little bit at the football games as well, too. And I do coach a sophomore football team up in Elk River.
Wild pass by Gina Osted, goes out of bounds. Molly Hendricks can't track it down, and Elk River will take over here. 5:28 to go, 5-0. The Bengals pitching a shutout here early.
I'm sure Coach Reeder didn't like that. I'm sure what Blaine wants to do is make good on every possession down court, try to get a shot off. They're doing a good job defensively against the Elks. I'm sure they've got them well scouted.
From behind the arc, shot right there by Kayla Christensen. Phil mentioned before the game she's very strong from the outside. Can't get that one to go. And here comes Blaine back in the other end. Pick and roll, here comes Blaine. They're going to say went out of bounds off of Christensen, and Blaine will retain the basketball.
That was a good pick and roll there. Elk River did a good job of switching, but Molly Hendricks at the point guard does a nice job of running this team. And they're going to need a good game out of her tonight to make this a win for Blaine here tonight. Inside pass.
Can't get it to go. And loose ball foul, and it looks like it's going to be Stephanie Westman. Look at the replay here. What'd you see, Phil?
Well, that was Heather Peterson coming in, a real nice ball player, real nice soft shot. She's played here now a couple years, playing at a starting role for Blaine, and she's a real nice ball player, and I'm sure she's going to get a lot more looks.
From the stripe, can't get it to go. That's the other Christensen sister. Ball retrieved, and they get it into the hands of Osted. Here comes Blaine back the other way into the front court. This is Osted at the point. She's been controlling a lot of the ball.
Yeah, I think you're seeing what's happening here is Melissa Mulvaney's so quick on defense that I think what's happening is Molly Hendricks isn't getting in the point guard position as much as they'd like her to be, but here she has it now being guarded by Kayla Christensen.
And Christensen playing her very aggressively. Hendricks having a hard time getting her hands on the ball, but here she is. Down low, Westman.
You notice the patience here of the Blaine offense.
Our cameras can't see it, but Phil, he's up here on the edge of his seat, grinding his teeth. I don't know if you can hear it into his microphone.
Well, this is, I don't know if I've seen Elk River with goose eggs on the scoreboard here with half the first period gone, but that's a credit to the defense that Blaine's putting up against them right now.
Down low. Again, Elk River can't get it to go. And another loose ball foul on the Elk River Elks.
Elk River's the kind of team, Mike, that likes to get the ball up and down the court. And with Blaine slow down right now, that's exactly what Blaine wants to get Elk River into right now, is just a half-court game. And right now they're beating Elk River at that half-court game.
And here's Blaine out on the wing. Down low, ill-advised pass. Loose ball, picked up by Gina Osted. Here's Molly Hendricks. Gives off to Osted. Interestingly enough, we've seen Osted control a lot of the ball thus far. Molly Hendricks, usually the ball handler, but Osted has gotten a lot of touches so far. Try to go down low. I believe that was to Aaron Wall. And a turnover on Blaine.
This is Nikki Zappa now. She's the first sub into the ball game for Elk River. Took over at the point guard position. She came in for Kayla Christensen.
Hand check right there on Heather Peterson. That's going to be her first. Second foul on the Bengals team-wise. And I was looking at the starting lineup before the game. It looks like, according to the roster and the program, looks like Elk River starts with 4 forwards. Then they go with 1 guard.
Well, 4 forwards. I'm sorry, Mike.
4 forwards, 1 guard, according to the program.
Well, you know,
now the traditional 2 guards, 2 forwards, 1 center. Right,
and I think, you know, the terminology really has changed over the years. You go point guard now and you go 2 wings, and you don't see that in the program that way. And then you talk posts is really what we have, and in the Elk River lineup, it's really 2 wings, 2 posts, and a point guard. And usually Carly Christensen and Rachel Davis are those 2 posts.
And again, Dietz can't crack that scoreboard for the Elks. It's still 5-0, 3:10 to go here in the first quarter. Mike Johnson, Phil Johnson with you. Shouldn't say courtside because we're up in the nosebleeds. But here comes Molly Hendricks back the other way, and it's 5-1. Out on the wing. And the penetration, Molly Hendricks picks it up. Out on the perimeter. Osted setting her up on the pick. Karner asking for a pick. Very aggressive defense right here by the Elks. Strong to the hole. Oh, nice dish off by Hendricks.
That was a nice job by Molly. She broke down the defense there, was able to penetrate the middle. And defensive post came over to cover, and she found the open player on the baseline.
Down low, Elk River with the opportunity maybe. And they're going to get Aaron Wall on the foul. I mentioned, I was talking about they didn't go with the traditional setup in their starting lineup. Larry Craig does not. Look at their front line right here. You got Rachel Davis, 5'11", and then the Christensen sisters, both at 6 foot.
Both at 6 foot, right. And then Lindsay Dietz, I think, is probably 6 foot in the lineup as well, number 30, yes.
Oh, quick move to the hole right there by Christensen. My goodness. Just blew right past the Bengals defense.
Mike, a very athletic, talented player here. Kayla Christensen coming down the lane and just showing good quickness. And there's that strength and the size that she has at 6 foot. She does a great job, both inside and outside. So here she goes to the line, shooting 2.
And she gets the roll on the first. Phil, looking at the situation in the Northwest Suburban Conference, top to bottom, wouldn't you say it's been very consistent all year? 1, 2, 3, Elk River, Osseo, and Blaine. They've held down those top 3 positions all year.
Exactly, and we talked earlier, Mike, off the air about the game that I saw over at Osseo, Elk River versus the Osseo team, and I can't remember what the state rankings were at the time, but a great, great high school girls basketball game. Maybe we'll talk about that later.
Down low, nice pump fake right there.
There's a great athletic move by Heather Peterson. She did a great job, made a ball fake to the inside and went back to the outside and used her left-handed up against the glass.
Again, Christensen, who maybe tripped off a little rust, maybe the nerves from the get-go. Looks like she's bringing more aggression here as we come down to the end of the first quarter. Oh, nice pump fake right there by Osted. And rebound by Elk River up court. And here's Davis. Cross-court pass to Christensen. Oh, nice pass down low.
You'll see Elk River doing that a lot, Mike. They get a lot of high passes, and these girls at 6 foot, they can go up off the court and get the ball, and you'll see a lot of those up high passes, and I think they try to use their height to gain that advantage.
How about Kayla Christensen having the presence of mind right there to know where she was while she was in the air, and she caught the pass, and almost at the same time, she had a nice, solid pass down low.
Right. Great athleticism there. There's a three-point shot by Lindsay Dietz, just a little long.
9-5 approaching the end of the first quarter here in favor of the hometown Blaine Bengals. Here's Peterson, down low, Westman. In the paint, she gets it to go.
Nice, strong move inside.
And here comes Zappa back the other way for the Elks. Christensen out on the wing. Quick stutter step she has, pulls up.
What a great, that was a three-point shot, Mike.
Boy, almost Kevin Garnett-like. Draw the defender off her, pulls up and just drills the three. I think that thing had some ice on it when it came down. Here's Karner, can't get it to go. Westman with the offensive board, and they're gonna get the foul on number 33 rather, Carly Christensen.
I think that went against Rachel Davis from the outside here, Mike. On a reach in. This is a normal rotation now for Elk River. They'll play 6 players here in the first quarter, usually with each player getting about a 1.5-minute break.
Oh, nice pass inside by Westman. Partially blocked by Christensen. Rebound by Davis. Davis really having a difficult time getting involved in the offense here early on. Christensen was shot from the right of the free throw line. And I believe they call it a jump ball.
They call the jump ball. I'm sure the Blaine fans won't agree with that one, Mike.
So under 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter, 11-8 in favor of Blaine. Let's see what Elk River does. Christensen drills it.
Nice looking shot.
Last second. Last shot time for Blaine. Hendricks. And it counts.
Great job of getting the ball down court. Molly wasn't really rushing it. Got it to an open player. Got that last shot to go.
So after 1 quarter of play, it's the Blaine Bengals in favor of the over the Elk River Elks, 13-10 here early on. And what should we expect to see here the rest of the game from Elk River? They came out, you know, not shooting as well as they probably hoped to, but that's one thing I'm sure is going to change throughout the game.
I think what you're going to see right now, and I bet Larry Krieg is talking to his players over there right now, trying to get them geared up here to run the court here in the second quarter. That is really their forte. They like to push the ball. They like other teams to push the ball against them, and they like in the end to end up with more points on their pushes than the other team, hoping to cause turnovers. And Blaine, though, is, like I said, Coach Reeder's got a great game plan here. He's trying to control the tempo of the game in the half court. If you notice and you think about how many possessions Elk River had, they didn't capitalize early. They made do on a couple, but this is a low-scoring affair. Usually Elk River is out at least 20 points in a quarter.
Back on January 19th, Elk River went to Osseo, which was a highly touted matchup, beat them by 20. Why was that such a great game?
It was just, it was like a couple of prize fighters, Mike, going at it. You had Kayla Christensen on one end popping a three, and the Podrance girl from Osseo coming down
Very
off a double
solid
pick and popping a three on the other end, and it was just fun. It was back and forth. It was a great game, and I think it kind of came down to Elk River in the end ended up with a couple-point lead, took Osseo out of their zone, and they got a couple of free baskets down on the other end, and Elk River kind of ran away with it in the fourth quarter. But what a great game for 3 quarters.
I know Osseo has Vanderventer down low, but did they have a difficult time with this front line of Elk River, given the fact they are so tall?
Well, I tell you, I was really impressed with that Vanderventer. She is just a great shooter on the inside, a soft touch. There you see Nikki Zappa popping a three, and that's something she can come in and do. She can shoot the basketball and give this team a little offensive punch every once in a while.
Nikki Zappa drills the three. We're all tied up at 13 after Blaine started with a 5-0 lead early on here in the second quarter. Blaine, Elk River. Mike Johnson, Phil Johnson with you. And they're going to call Peterson on the travel.
Looks like Elk River's trying to step up the tempo of their defensive half-court game down here too, Mike. Trying to push, looked like they had Blaine pushed out a little further than they'd like to be on the court.
Here's Christensen, Kayla. They go for the lob inside. Ill-advised pass by Zappa. Here comes Blaine the other way with Stacy Holmgren. Gives out to Osted. Down on the baseline, penetrates the hole. Turnover Christensen picks up the loose ball.
And here they're going to try to get out and run. Long three.
And it looks like they're going to get a push on Rachel Davis, and she's going to go to the bench because that will be her third foul.
Now that was Carly Christensen with a three-point shot. Just a little long, but there's a post player at 6 foot. She can shoot the three as well as anybody on the court.
And you mentioned a lot of times Larry Krieg likes to go with a 6-person rotation, but now given the fact Rachel Davis is in foul trouble, they got to bring in Angela Paulson.
Well, this is one of the things that he'll do in the second quarter. He'll go with the 7th person usually at an extra post play, and Angie comes in and gives the team some good defensive looks, and she also can rebound the basketball, and she can put the ball up too. So she gives them a little extra dimension and gives a little break on the inside for some of the posts.
Zappa and Christensen wanting to play give and go. Here's the other Christensen do the hole, and they're going to get Stephanie Westman with her first foul. Should be her second foul. I got it written on my score sheet.
Had Carly Christensen here with an isolation on the left side after they swung the ball around. She did a great job of moving inside, tried to get the ball up with the right hand and got the foul.
Mulvaney exits in favor of Lindsay Dietz. And this is Carly Christensen going to line for the Elks. 13-13 here, 6 minutes ago here in the second quarter. Here's Christensen from the charity stripe. Can't get it to go as the Elk River Elks are now in the bonus, so the front end doesn't go down. Here's Holmgren out on the wing for the Bengals. Looking for an opening. They want to get down to Westman. They do. Bodies banging down low. Offensive rebound for the Bengals.
What a great play by Heather Peterson. What a great play. Just had a good spot defensively on that, or offensively on the rebound, and put it back up.
So she breaks this tie. And it's 15-13 in favor of the Bengals. Christensen. Boy, what an ability to stop and pop right there. And Molly Hendricks bats it out of bounds, and Elk River will retain.
Mike, again, a real low-scoring affair here. We got about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter. 15-13 is the score here. I'm sure this is what Blaine is looking for.
Oh, ball tapped away, picked up by Dietz, and she has an opportunity to go to line for three.
One of the great strengths of Lindsay Dietz, Mike, is the ability to use you get on the offensive glass, and that's what she does best for this team. There aren't a lot of basketballs on this court when you got Kayla Christensen shooting threes and you got the players inside, and Lindsay Dietz kind of gets her plays this way. Just like that, a loose ball or a rebound basket, and a lot of times she goes to the charity stripe and knocks them down most of the time.
So she does a lot of the dirty work for Larry Krieg.
Well, she's and she can also shoot the three. She just kind of fills that gap that this team really needs, and doing a great job, and kind of probably, if you look at her point total, I bet she's up there about 12 points a game as well.
Hendricks from the corner.
Good ball movement by Blaine that time. Found Molly. They sagged off Molly, and Molly went ahead and took it.
That's a two-pointer. High off the glass right there by Zappa. Oh, nice defensive play right there by Zappa. And it looks like they're going to get her on the hand check. And they are.
Nikki's a very strong player. She's also a soccer player and a good softball player, and here's some athleticism, but you see she pushes off with her right hand right there,
it's
trying
almost
to gain
like
an advantage.
If from my vantage point, I could see the reaction on Holmgren's face. She was almost surprised that the ball just got batted right back into her face.
Yeah. Looked like she was playing volleyball on that play.
Since you've seen this team all season, have you seen them get off to this slow start and then explode in the second half?
I usually see them start out, Mike. They're usually an explosive team right from the get-go, but again, I think it's Blaine's, I think it's their game plan to set the game just like this. Let's keep it a low-scoring affair. That's going to keep the game a lot closer, and let's hope we got a chance. Hope Blaine has a chance at the end. I'm sure that's what their thoughts are.
Partially blocked, picked up by Elk River. That's Dietz, and here comes Zappa back the other way. Attempt to get it down low.
Somebody had to be open there.
Davis just throws it away, and Hendricks comes up with a loose ball. Here comes the Bengals back into the front court. Oh, nice pump fake right there by Peterson, and they're going to get Carly Christensen with her first foul.
And there's that athleticism of Heather Peterson. What a great play. Here she is along the baseline getting the ball. Makes a fake to the inside, takes baseline, and then Carly just can't recover.
Yeah, she can't get the first one to fall. It's almost one of those situations right there where Carly is almost the golden rule. You don't do that, but you don't want to give her a free basket.
That's exactly right. You know, a lot of college teams, you see them playing kind of a triangle-type defense, trying to force to the baseline, but that's not really Elk River's scheme, and Heather was able to get to the baseline there, and she found an opening.
Here's Peterson to make the lead 2. So she converts 1 of 2. 3:50 to go here in the second quarter. Here's Davis. Being guarded very toughly and aggressively by the shorter Peterson. Inside, oh, nice give and go right there.
From one twin sister to the other. That was from Carly to Kayla on the back door. When you're overplaying that wing, that's what they'll take advantage of.
Kayla approaching her season average.
Into the lineup for Blaine is number 20, Kim Sorensen. A short 5'5" point guard, but I tell you, she is quick. I saw her playing the JV game, and that's what she likes to do, drive and dish.
Here's Ryder from the outside.
Look at the quickness here.
Oh, nice pass inside, but Hendricks to Ryder.
That foul is on Rachel Davis too, Mike. That's her third.
Rachel Davis's 4th, my friend.
This play is made possible by Kim Sorensen, a little 9th grader. She comes in and she's scrappy. She gets that loose ball, dishes it back out and inside. And Rachel Davis picks up her 3rd. That's going to change, definitely going to change the substitution now in this game, Mike.
I thought you were just going to mention a sponsor. I thought you said that that play was made possible by Jill McDowell. I was thinking, do we have any sponsors? Not that I know.
I don't know.
We don't.
We could maybe pick one up.
Here's Christensen. McDowell very fast, very aggressive. I saw her first varsity experience early on this season in the Osseo game. Got some garbage time. Nice pump fake right there, right to the hole. Nice shot right there by Lindsay Dietz. Here comes Sorensen back the other way. I say McDowell. And here comes the Elk River Elks with the opportunity. Can't get it to fall. Own rebound.
Nice job by Angie Paulson. She picks up the loose ball after a good defensive play down in this end. Is able to take it in, and she's good at the rebound. Didn't get the first shot to fall, but she's going to get some free throws here.
And they're going to give the foul to Kim Sorensen. Get a look at the replay. Nice job being aggressive right there by Elk.
Yeah, Angie comes down. Looks like she might have got fouled in the first one, got by with that one, but gets fouled on the second attempt.
Back to live action. And Paulson converts on the first. 2.5 to go. 21-19 in favor of the Elks. Rainmaker doesn't go through. And they're going to say that Dietz stepped on the baseline. Looks like head coach Steve Ryder wants a timeout.
Going to take a 30-second timeout here, Mike. They are.
It's been a very exciting first half thus far.
Well, I tell you, well played by Blaine again. I think they're following exactly their game plan here. They want to move the basketball, take some time off the clock, keep it a low-scoring affair, just like what we have right here. Try to stay in the game, work the ball down low. They know they got Heather Peterson as a great inside player. She's using her quickness against a bigger Carly Christensen down low, and also led to some fouls inside, and that's why Rachel Davis is on the bench right now.
And with Elk River's leading scorer on the bench, as you just mentioned, Rachel Davis, she has 4 fouls now. How much more can we expect to see her throughout the rest of the game?
Well, I doubt that Larry Krieg will start her in the third quarter. She'll probably come in midway through the third quarter, get a couple minutes in, and then see how the game is going at that point. You know, it's a little deceiving though when we talk, Mike, about the leading scorer for the team, because we talk Elk River has 4 scorers that are right up around that 12 points, and you know, we've had Kayla Christensen score 25. We've had Carly in the 20s. We've had Lindsay Dietz at 25. So all of them are capable of scoring in the 20s.
Here comes Elk River back the other way with Melissa Mulvaney, and the ball's knocked away. While we were talking, I don't know if you saw it, did you see Kim Sorensen break that double team in the backcourt right there? That was very impressive.
Yeah, she is very quick. Good ball handler, keeps the ball low.
She had Kayla Christensen draped all over her.
There was an attempt of Elk River trying to push the ball up court, and Blaine does a good job of getting back.
We'll give some props to the Elk River Elks, too. I mean, be patient. Here's Mulvaney, controlling for the Elks.
I'm going to have to remember my viewing audience here, Mike. Make sure we got.
Christensen can't get it to go. Rebound for the Elks, and they up that lead to 4.
There's a good job there of Angie Paulson keeping the ball. She got a little tip on it, got it to Lindsay Dietz, and Lindsay was wide open on the left side.
Dietz doing a nice job. She's poured an 8 thus far. Hendricks thought she saw an opening. Looks like it went off a Blaine player. However, Blaine will retain possession. Meanwhile, we have a minute and a half to go here in the second quarter. Osted with the inbound. Molly Hendricks. Again, back to Osted. Check that, Osted down in the corner. Looking to go down the wall. Very quick Sorensen with the crossover. Gives off to Osted. Oh, nice pass down
nice
low
job
right there to Peterson.
Very patient on the offense, Blaine was. Looked like they were trying to work a triangle over on this side and try to free up Heather Peterson, and they got her open on the left side.
Under a minute to go here in the first half. Elk River strung to the hole. Oh, what a basket right there by Melissa Mulvaney. And she'll go to the line with a chance for a three-point play.
Mike, I think we got a little height advantage on that one. I think we had Melissa Mulvaney on the left side, able to make the drive to the inside over the shorter Sorensen, and she got the ball to go.
No question about it. Sorensen's quick, but as you mentioned, it's very difficult to guard a taller player, and I guess we could get a look at the program here. Sorensen, she stands at a 5'5", and you got it over on yours right there. Mulvaney stands at
5'7".
5'7", so a 2-inch height differential. Sorensen leaves in favor of Ryder.
26-21 with about 45 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
And the Blaine dance team's on deck here. Here give us a showing at halftime. However, we will not carry that. Here's Peterson down on the baseline, strung to the hole. Oh, nice pass off to Aaron Wall, and the foul will be on, it looks like, Lindsay Dietz.
Mike, again, Blaine doing a great job of working the ball down low. Here's Heather Peterson looking the ball inside, and that penetration is really causing the Elks some problems. Elk River looks like they're coming off a lot of times with double teams and leaving somebody open, and Blaine's able to spot that player down on the low block.
Aaron Wall pours in her third point. She's going to attempt to trim the lead. 2-3, and she does. Under 30 seconds to go. Here comes Zappa. Back for the Elks. Gives out to Christensen. It's all about pump fakes and quickness. From the corner.
That was Nikki Zappa with the three. It looks like they had a defensive breakdown, and Nikki was wide open on the left side. Zappa dropped the three. We got about 9 seconds to go here.
Opportunity for the Bengals. Last second shot, and Osted throws out of bounds. So Elk River with an opportunity here, maybe to up the lead to 11 points. 29-23 in favor of Elk River, all the way down. Tripped up, and let's see if Dietz is okay.
That was a tough pass, Mike. I'm not sure they thought they maybe could get one shot off there, and Lindsay just took it on the kind of a tough catch. Now we got 1.9.
We've seen Hendricks do it before. Let's see if she can do it tonight. Oh, can't get it to go.
Just off the back of the rim, Mike.
All right, exciting first half. 29-23 in favor of the 20-0 Elk River Elks. We're going to take a station break, but stay tuned. We'll be back with plenty more right after this. Welcome back as we're about to start the second half as the visiting #1 ranked in the state Elk River Elks lead the Blaine Bengals 29-23. Mike Johnson, Phil Johnson back with you. Pretty exciting first half there. Wouldn't you say, Phil, as you see a lot?
Well, I tell you, Mike, it was a game of possession just like that, just like what Blaine wanted to do, and they came out doing that in the first half. They started the second half just the way they started the first.
Quickly, Westman, who scored 4 in the first, comes out with a basket, and as you mentioned before, there's Davis in the starting line at the start here in the second half.
Although, Mike, I'd said that I didn't think we'd see Rachel Davis to start the second half with her 3 fouls, but there she is in there. Interesting
move by Krieg, considering this isn't a commanding lead, but you did say before there's 4 or 5 players that can score over 20 points at any given night.
Right, and I'm not sure that we have the statistics and all the scores for Elk River, but they're all right around 12 points a game.
What do you mean? I'm prepared.
Oh, you got it, Mike.
I am prepared. You want to take a look at that?
You got it.
From the corner, there's Christensen.
That was a 2.
That's 11 for her, so she's in double digits now. And it's 31-25 in favor of the Elks. Rebound, Peterson. Holmgren loses it. Peterson out up top to Hendricks.
Great dish.
And Westman quickly has 4. Start out the second half. 4-point lead for the Elks. Oh, on the hanger. I thought Dietz would get that to fall.
Mike, just talking to Dave Nelson, head football coach at Blaine, in between halves here. And he said, you know, it's too bad. As well as Blaine played, it was still kind of disappointing. They come out short on the scoreboard in the first half, but they're gonna give it their all here the second half. You know it.
Oh, nice interior pass off the hands of Peterson. Did he also say, "Hey, Phil"? Oh, the Blaine Brain Wizards, Steve Ryder and his assistants, just sprung out of their chairs, catapulted rather. To the dismay, they thought they would get a call of traveling. Did not happen. Phil, let's get a look at some highlights at the end of the first half there.
There's Carly Christensen taking the one off the elbow there. Great job. She squares up so well in her jump shot.
And there's Rachel Davis as we go back to live action here.
Right there. I think they had the ball with about 3 seconds to go in the half, and they were able to get the ball up court, get in the right person's hands, and she dropped it.
Rachel Davis just went to the bench for Elk River. Ball being tapped around like a volleyball. Picked up by Dietz, down low to Christensen. Nice pass.
Wow, what a nice zip pass by Zappa inside to Carly Christensen.
Just to add to that conversation you had with Dave Nelson, he didn't say, Johnson asked you before he asked me to do the color?
I think he's got another duty tonight, otherwise I'm sure you'd asked him, Mike.
Yeah, that's what our producer, Jim Reynolds, told me before the game. He said he had to watch the gym tonight. He was in charge. And we see him over in the corner clapping as, I think that was Holmgren who just knocked down that basket.
You know, I think that was Heather Peterson on the left side there.
Thank you. I'm so concerned with other things. Loose ball, picked up. Nice. Here comes the Bengals the other way.
Oh, Molly's open for 3. Hendricks just off the back rim.
Hendricks can't get it to go, and Dietz with the rebound. Here comes Zappa the other way. Christensen calling for it in the paint. Turnaround jumper, can't get it to go. Hendricks comes down with it. Oh, nice outlet pass to Karner. And she gets it to fall.
Got a little reversal going on right here, Mike. We got Blaine running the basketball court and getting the layup on the other end.
The lead is 2 for Krieg and his Elk River Elks. Exciting matchup here. And Blaine comes out gunning here in the third quarter.
And Elk River took that timeout. I'm sure they didn't like that. They don't want to be beat up court. Mike, back to, we're talking about the scoring summaries or averages for the Elk River players. You got Rachel Davis at 13.8. Kayla Christensen at 13.3. Carly Christensen at 13.2 and Lindsay Dietz at 13.1. So I don't know if we really have a leading scorer on this Elk River bunch.
These statistics courtesy of Varsity Online, your leading high school statistic website. Check it out. Look at that last series of play.
There was Carly Christensen on a turnaround jump shot inside, and here's Blaine going to bust it out. And Molly Hendricks spotting. Number 40, that was
That'd be
Kelly Carner going in for that bucket on the left side.
2-point lead for the #1 rated Elk River Elks. Here's Nikki Zappa. Christensen. Boy, the crossover dribble, stop and pop ability.
Bingo.
Boy, she is a talent.
You'd hit one, you talked about one before in the first half that she did the same thing, did a crossover dribble and backed up behind the point line, 3-point line, and drilled it.
And Phil, what a mode changer right out of the timeout, just drilling the
Exactly, exactly. That's what Elk River was looking for. Got a loose ball down the corner now, and looks like we got somebody up. Had a couple girls open up court, nice defensive play. Dietz for 3.
Dietz can't get it to go. Wasn't a bad shot, she had the opening. Osted comes down with a loose ball. Back at the other end, what a defensive stand right there. Led and orchestrated by Kayla Christensen. Then she defeated the trap of Blaine. Oh, nice bounce pass right there.
Oh, nice right-handed off the glass by Heather Peterson. Nice job. There's that pick and roll that they use on that wing. And they've managed that a couple times.
What a move inside. Rebound by Dietz, and she's going to go to the line with a 3-point opportunity.
Talked about that earlier, Mike. There's the strength of Lindsay Dietz that helps this team out immensely. Doesn't get a lot of looks. She took the 3 before, but here she is, going to be in good position on the offensive glass. Here we are on the offensive side. There's Blaine and Heather Peterson. Usually a left-handed shooter goes to a right hand there.
Can't get it to go. Oh, what a rebound right there by Christensen. Can't get it to go. Loose ball. Picked up by Westman. Here comes Carter the other way for Blaine. Osted back to the quarterback. Brother was a quarterback here a couple years ago.
Yep, remember watching those games. Had a son playing about that time. What a nice job of driving. A little kiss off the glass by Molly Hendricks.
Here's Christensen the other way. She's going to take it. And she gets it to go. Boy, she's starting to heat up now. She's been consistent all through the game. I shouldn't say she's starting to heat up.
She has been. I don't know if we've got a point total on her, Mike, or not, but that was a great job. She had Heather Peterson just kind of tripped at that point, and she had the open 3, and she took it.
Kayla with 17 thus far. She's approaching 20. Her team's up by 6, and they're going back on offense. Boy, she's one of the top players I've seen. I mean, I've only seen 3 quarters, not even, of her, but I can just tell as she exits now.
Real athletic player. She's able to play inside and outside. You saw her on the rebound down on the other end on the offensive glass, and then here she was with a 3-point shot.
You mentioned Podratz of Osseo. She's also a very solid player in this conference.
That was fun to watch those. Well, both teams going at it the way they did.
Here's an opportunity right here for Mulvaney, and she converts.
That was a 2-pointer just inside the arc.
Boy, after that timeout, Elk River's been hot from the field. Down low, ooh, elbow to the face, taken by Paulson. Let's see if she's okay. Trying to shake it off, loose ball.
That was Hendricks being a little overly aggressive on that one.
And that's Hendricks' 4th. If you're Steve Ryder, you want to get her out of the game right now. No, actually they're going to call that on Aaron Wall. That's her 2nd. And Steve Ryder's going to call the timeout. And we talked about at our halftime intermission, and they're meeting back on January 19th. No, check that. That'd be, let's see when that was, January 16th. That'd be the game before the Osseo game. Very exciting matchup, 50-43, and that's the lowest point total Elk River has turned out offensively all season.
Yep, that was another great game by Blaine, a good executed game plan, tried to keep the score low, stay in it to the end, and Elk River just had too much firepower in that game.
And really what Steve Ryder just did in that timeout, his philosophy behind it, or logic, whatever you want to say, was really stop that run Elk River was making. Let's see if it's effective here when we get the inbound. 2:09 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Mike Johnson, Phil Johnson with you. 43-35 in favor of the Elk River Elks.
Elk River with Nikki Zapp at the point guard. Looks like Blaine's gone to a zone here, Mike. Looks like a 1-2-2 zone.
And they're going to get Zappa on the travel. Sorensen back in. Well, check that. My fault. Carner in for the Bengals. Got her mistaken with Sorensen.
Kind of interesting that Rachel Davis would come back in the game here with just less than 2 minutes to go, and I think she's got 3 fouls right now, right, Mike?
Rachel Davis has 4, Phil.
She's got 4.
Now, obviously, I don't want to make you look bad, but you did ask me the question. I was going to let it go.
I'm glad you're keeping statistics.
Osted on the baseline. Carner. Here's Hendricks behind the pick. Carner.
Again, real methodical here on offense by Blaine.
Just a dubious job to defend Christensen. That being Kayla. Hendricks from 3.
Oh, no, just inside. Must have had a toe on the line.
Zappa quickly back up the floor to Dietz. Phil, another thing I've been very impressed with this Elk River club is their ability to pass, find the open person.
Move the ball pretty well. I think the height has a lot to do with it. They keep the ball up high.
Carner on the runner. Can't get it to fall. Gets her own rebound.
Oh, nice move.
Interior move.
Nice move. Gets her own rebound, puts it back.
That's her fourth point of the night, rather. Under a minute to go here in the third. 4-point lead for the Elks. Here's Davis, who has yet to score a basket thus far this evening. Quick move, stutter step. Interesting call on the part of Jim Calloway. As you heard from our public address announcer, not Mike Ludwig tonight. He's at school. It'll be Aaron Wall with her 3rd. And here's Christensen looking for an 18th point. Looking ahead for this Elk River team. Next, they're going to be hosting Osseo. That should be an exciting matchup.
Should be a great game. It's back up at Elk River on Friday. The last game was down at Osseo, so this is the rematch at home. And should be a great game, and it should be a big gym night up there at Elk River, I would think.
Big matchup for both teams. Couple of coaches.
Depending too on what happens here tonight.
Experienced coaching going at it. Dave Thorpe and Larry Krigg on the runner. Rebound by Wall. Boy, no foul called.
Crowd wanted a foul there.
Peterson. Can't get it to fall.
Tough shot.
And the time expires on the 3rd quarter. And still, the Elks command the lead after 3 quarters, 45-39. And we were just talking about that matchup that will take place on Friday, February the 16th at Elk River High School. That should be an exciting matchup. You know, let's look at a few things. Elk River 10-0 in the conference, looking to go to 11-0. Osseo, I don't know where they're playing tonight, but at the same time, they're 9-1. So if they could, you know, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, Elk River goes in 11-1, or 11-0, and Osseo goes in 10-1, boy, Osseo, they're going to be really gunning for that Elk River team.
They'll be gunning to tie for the championship at that point in the season with 2 games left to go. Elk River will have a game at Anoka and at Champlain Park to finish up their season. But again, what a great matchup of 2 great teams up there at Elk River next Friday night.
And I don't want to give this impression that I think it's good to lose when you're undefeated, but don't you think it might be, you know, good to have maybe 1 dent in the record going into playoffs?
You know, teams always look at that, and people talk about it, and you know, sometimes you get that pressure off your back going into the playoffs. And then, you know, you get that feeling of losing and not wanting to going into the playoffs. But I tell you what, I kind of thought it was going to be a tough game at Osseo. And, boy, I tell you, Elk River came out and they wanted it, and they took that game to Osseo there, especially in the 4th quarter.
Well, I look back to last year when the Elk River Elks hockey team went to the playoffs. I believe they were undefeated. They got knocked off by a not very talented Osseo Oriole club. And that was a shocker.
Exactly right. And then Blaine came back. Blaine came back and beat Osseo, and they went on to win the state.
And that is Melissa Mulvaney going to the line. Molly Hendricks picks up her 4th.
Well, Elk River's trying to solve the zone here. It's a 3-2 or a 1-3-1 type looking zone here by Blaine. Elk River's had a little trouble trying to find some holes in it. They're able to get an offensive rebound, and Melissa Mulvaney with a putback there.
46-39, looking to go to 47. Mulvaney gets the shooter's roll. 8-point lead for the Elks. Blaine has to be careful that this game does not get out of hand here in the latter period of play. Westman. Ryder. Hendricks down to Westman.
Found Westman open on the low block there. She had real good position on Carly Christensen. Got the ball to her, a little help from, I think that was Dietz on the foul there. Kind of came from the backside, and she picked up the foul. She's going to shoot 2.
Westman's their top scorer as of right now. She has 8, and she's going to the line. She's got 9 now.
Nice touch.
A lot of bodies been banging down low tonight.
Well, you know, that's Blaine's offensive philosophy here, is get it down low, and they're able to get it into Westman there, and she's doing a great job with the ball inside.
7 and some change to go. Look at the passing ability by Elk River.
Little change up there by Blaine, went to a half-court trap. Elk River couldn't solve it.
Ryder. Peterson, cross court to Carner. And they're going to get her on the travel.
A little quick step on that first one.
Steve Ryder, disgusted with that call.
Here we go now, a little 3-quarter court trap. Elk River probably looked to go over the top.
Oh, we got a jump.
Possession goes to Blaine.
Maybe call a quick whistle right there on the part of Jim Calloway.
Nice job by Heather Peterson. She's right in the right position on that player in the middle of that zone.
Ryder controlling for the Bengals. Here's Carner.
Boy, Stephanie Westman just working hard to get the ball inside.
Nice defense right there by Carly Christensen. You know, I really like how Krieg's been using Davis periodically here throughout the second half, given the fact she does have 4 fouls.
Yep, you're right, Mike, and that's I think that's helped her, although that may, you know, mentally, you know, you're not sure how that affects her game. We'll see what happens on the offensive end when she gets a ball.
Dave Nelson retrieves that loose ball. Again, nice defense implemented by the Elks. Meanwhile, Molly Hendricks controls for the Bengals. Down low to Westman.
Oh, she had a good look at the basket there, too.
Zappa the other way into the front court for the Elks. Zappa again. Dietz. Christensen had an opportunity. Opted to Zappa. Back to Christensen. Oh, boy, a nice showing of hands right there by Carly Christensen, even though she couldn't get it to fall.
She found the backside of that zone open, and good pass from, I think that was Dietz on the wing, just couldn't get it to fall.
Very impressed with this team's passing ability. Off the pick, here's Ryder. Can't get it to go. And we got a foul called. See what that is in just a moment. Looks like they're going to get the foul called on Kayla Christensen. Her second. Bring you up to date on team fouls. 5-2. Blaine with 5. Looks like now they're going to get the other sister, Carly, moving over the back on Westman.
I tell you, Stephanie Westman is just working hard to get the ball in at that low post. They're doing a good job of getting it into her, and Elk River's having to foul to keep it away from her.
Peterson, strung to the hole, on the runner. Zappa comes up with the tap. 47-41.
Oh, nice spot up there. Zappa found Rachel Davis on that left low post. There's only one player back. That looked like a little 1-3-1 look by Blaine on the defense, and they found the opening down on the low block.
Hendricks.
Ooh, tough pass.
The #1 rule, never jump and pass. And here's Christensen the other way. Boy,
great feed.
Dunked that ball.
Great feed from Dietz. And they go back up to a 10-point lead, Elk River now.
She's got 21, that being Kayla Christensen. Any idea what her career high is? Come on.
Boy, that's a tough one, Mike. You put me on the spot again, huh?
That's why you're here.
Take me right out of the stands and ask me questions like that, huh?
On the baseline. Peterson back with it. Carner to Hendricks. Hendricks has 4 fouls right now. Ryder from 3. Oh, in and out.
That was down.
Boy, you almost think you're a Bengal fan. Ryder back up. Westman back up. She gets it to fall. Westman having a nice night. She's got 12. Cross-court pass. Both Christensen's over here on the near side. Oh, nice job of breaking that press. Oh, Christensen, she's going to unleash from there. No, don't leave her open.
Wow.
24.
That's a big basket at this point of the game, Mike.
Game high for Kayla Christensen. We still have over 4 minutes to go here. 54-43 in favor of the Elks. Elks looking to go to 21-0 here in the 2000-2001 season. Peterson on the baseline. Rebound Dietz. Boy, you mentioned earlier that she does the dirty work for Larry Cruz.
She really does. She hits the boards real well. Both. Oh, Kayla again. Oh, man. What a nice stroke that is, huh?
How does she get so open on the wing?
Well, Mike, what's happened is Blaine thought they'd change up. You talked about Elk River had a string going. They went into a zone, tried a couple different kinds of traps, and the Elk River was able to find the open players. And usually it went for kind of, if you look kind of to the middle and then over to the wings, and boy, there it was, Kayla Christensen. And we kind of had a great look from our vantage point here. You could kind of see it looked like it was going in all the way.
But Phil, 2 consecutive times down the floor, same spot, nobody in the area. She's going to knock down that shot every time.
Yeah, and especially when you got a player of her caliber. She and her sister are both headed for Concordia College of St. Paul.
We're just going to ask you that, in fact. I'm just going to ask you that.
Yeah.
Let's get a look at that replay right here.
Nikki Zappa spots her open again. Boy, there wasn't anybody within 5 feet.
Boy, what a nice touch. And you heard about these Christensen sisters. I didn't really hear about them much last year, but more this year in the preseason polls and whatnot, in the publications, that being the Star Tribune, Elk River Press, or whatever it's called.
Yep. The girls really worked hard in the off season. They worked up at a gym up in their local Zimmerman area. Here's Nikki Zappa again with that pass from the right side, and spots her open. Wow. And the girls had a good summer basketball season, and boy, they were ready coming in, knowing this is their last. They were going to give it their all. Playing real well.
Elk River's already put up 12 thus far in the fourth quarter. 3.5 to go. Hendricks trying to get by Zappa. Strong to the rack. And she's going to go to the line.
Nice drive by Hendricks that time. She's a great athlete, and she comes inside and she gets fouled by, they call that on Carly Christensen.
Her brother participating with the St. Cloud State Huskies up in St. Cloud this year on their hockey team, playing Division I hockey. Also was drafted by the Atlanta Thrashers, I believe in the 4th round of last summer's NHL draft. 3.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Mike Johnson, Phil Johnson with you. Again, Phil was kindly enough to join me here. Straight from out of the crowd. He came tonight not knowing what he'd be doing. He only thought he'd be watching the game, not commentating on the game, but he did say his wife usually gets an earful from him night after night.
Yeah, I usually do the color commentary sitting right in my seat, but this is kind of fun doing it into a microphone, Mike, so I hope it's working out for you too.
Well, I don't know if I can say this. And Ryder goes hard to the hole, and looks like she's going to be fouled by Angela Paulson. You know, I've really spoken too soon many times tonight. And again, it's evident right now as you see Carly Christensen pick up her 4th.
Well, you know, Mike, it looks like maybe the intent of Blaine here is to take it inside. Those were a couple of drives by first Molly Hendricks on the last one, and here it is by Stephanie Reeder coming in, and they're just trying to take it inside and maybe cause that foul. They want to try to pick up some points here with the clock not running, and with only 3 minutes left to go, they're down 12 right now. Cuts it to 11.
And Ryder picks up her first point of the game. Elk River, oh, what a nice job of breaking that press. Dietz, offensive foul. That's Dietz's second foul.
Great job here by Aaron Wall. Gets good position. Dietz comes in too strong. Offensive foul going the other way.
Here's Carner Back for Blaine, bounce pass inside, picked off by Mulvaney. Here comes the Elks the other way. Davis was calling for it down court. Zappa didn't see her. Dietz out on the wing. Blaine really upping their aggression on defense. Davis. And they're going to get Peterson on the foul. One thing about this Blaine team that I must say, in the games I've seen them here this season, they've been very strong through 3 quarters, but when it gets to that 4th quarter, they've been known to let the game slip away.
You know, and I think that's maybe one of the strengths of Elk River, and the strength of their 4th quarters has pulled them through in a lot of games. Coon Rapids just last Friday night was an example of that.
You know, Phil, you got a great voice for a golf analyst.
Golf, huh?
Yeah. Golf analyst. You know when it gets real quiet?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Just like especially on free throws right there.
And Davis drills both of them.
Well, I like the golf. I'm not sure I'd want to analyze anything out there that I do.
Here's Ryder from the wing. 13-point lead for the Elks. Davis pulls down that board. She's been doing a nice job of wiping the glass. And Hendricks, a little over-aggressive. She's out of the game. You know, it must be me, because every time I watch Molly Hendricks, every time I cover the game of Blaine, she falls out.
She's an aggressive player, Mike, and at a game like this, it's a do-or-die situation. She comes up. She knows that they got to get the ball back here, and so she's going to come up strong. Just a kind of a tough angle. Melissa Mulvaney moved in to get the ball, and there was Molly right in the same target area.
Both teams in the bonus, and Mulvaney will go to the line for the 1-and-1. And she drops the front end. And she ups the lead now to 14. 2.5 to go. However, can't drop the second one.
Now, Mike, you talked about Rachel Davis as being the leading scorer on the team, and yet I'm not sure what you got for points for her tonight, but like we said earlier, boy, it could be anybody on any given night that Elk River can go to and pick up the scoring punch, and they have here tonight.
She's poured in 4 thus far tonight, Phil.
Yeah.
Osted from 3. Gets her own rebound. Westman.
Oh, she's strong inside, isn't she?
Nice soft hook off the glass. They're going to get Osted with the body.
Again, Blaine having to be aggressive here. They've got to either go for the steal or they got to go for the ball. Great look here on the replay. Boy, is that a strong, nice move inside, up high on the glass.
61-48, Mulvaney drills the first. She's put together a pretty nice night. As she gets the second one to roll. Been playing very nice defensively. Also controlled the ball very nicely for Larry Krieg and his Elks this evening. Point-wise, she's been a little bit quiet, I'd say. She's poured in 6 from behind the arc. That's wider. Rebound. Osted can't get it to go too hard off the glass. Loose ball. Here comes the Elks. They have numbers. Breakaway. Easy basket for Dietz. She's got 12.
Boy, she just came out of the pack on that one, didn't she, Mike? Found a loose ball on the right side, and nobody's going to catch her.
Acceleration. Oh, it was a nice pass inside, just a little bit high.
Had Westman inside, too, just a little deep.
Again, we'd like to thank Dave Nelson for tracking down that ball. He's bitter at me because of my choice in color commentary this evening. Carner exits. I believe that's Jill McDowell. Nope, Katie Reiser. Ill-advised pass, picked off by Osted. Minute 15 to go. 64-48 Elk River. Got the double dribble on Ryder. Here's Jill McDowell. Boy, it looks like, Phil, your team is going to up their record to 21-0. And, boy.
Well, they're going to go into that game now against Osseo next Friday night, depending on what Osseo did tonight. And I'd kind of think that Osseo is going to come in with just 1 loss, and it looks like the conference championship is on the, it's Elk River with no losses, and Osseo probably with 1. going into that game on Friday. I understand, I think Elk River's got something going on with some of the Lynx players, Minnesota Lynx players showing up for the game up there. Should be a good pack the gym night, hoping for a good crowd at Elk River on
Sign
Friday.
some autographs?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe at halftime, get a round of applause, standing ovation?
Yeah.
This is going to be SRO. Standing room only.
Boy, I don't know. That's a big gym. Seats a lot of people.
Davis. Too hard off the front of the rim. Should be an exciting night then, Friday night, huh?
Should be a real good night, and like I say, a couple.
And you can bet Dave Thorpe's studying film.
Better believe it. And he's got some great athletes too. We talk about the athleticism of the Elk River players, and boy, there's some great players there for Osseo. We talked about, I'm not sure the pronunciation of the post player, Van de Venter. Only a 9th grader, am I right?
9th grader.
Boy, she's a great player. She gets the ball inside. I've never seen somebody turn around quickly and square up to the basket the way she does, and such a nice touch for a tall girl inside.
So not only is Osseo and Elk River 2 teams to watch this year, but the next couple years as well. They're very talented in the underclassmen ranks as well.
Well, I tell you though too, Mike, I watched the JV game prior to this one, and Blaine has a lot of 9th grade players playing on that JV team. There's one of them right there, the Sorensen girl. You've got a couple other sophomores on the court, I'm sure, right now. And they've got, I'm sorry, those are 9th grade players, and a lot of those girls are playing a lot of basketball at the JV level. They're going to mix with the juniors that we're playing here tonight, and that's going to be a great team next year. I'm sure Coach is already looking at that for Blaine's future next year, what kind of club he's going to have coming back.
And as Phil mentioned, some of those junior varsity players, they come out onto the floor here with just over 30 seconds to go. Osted hard off the glass. Can't get the fall. Paulson on the rebound. Okay. As Zappa completes the 30-yard pass down the floor.
That was to Mackenzie Anderson, number 23, in for the Elk River team.
Nice aggressive play right down there by Gina Osted. Jim Calloway wasn't having it. Down low. Paulson with the turnaround. And we're going to get a foul on Jill McDowell.
How's it? Going to see the replay of the out-of-bounds play here, maybe. Huh?
Very exciting. Very exciting. Nice camera work. Here's Paulson. Still can't find that second point. Friday coming in for the Elks. Comes in with a smile on her face. Always exciting to get some varsity playing time.
This is number 15, a senior, Anna Freitag, into the game for Elk River. Just got a great attitude. Plays JV, works really hard in practice. Works hard against the girls, trying to make this team a better team in practice.
You know who I want to see? My favorite player on the Elks, Jenna Johnson. Kim Sorensen. Asta down low, quick to Jill McDowell. Only a jump ball. Boy, Angela Paulson sporting some power. 7.7 to go, 67-48. For all you math majors out there, 19-point lead for the Elks.
And you know, Mike, the game wasn't an 18, 15-point game. It was a close game all the way. And, you know, I think that's kind of been the way Blaine has played a lot of teams that they've lost to. They've been with them right to the end. And like you said, maybe in the fourth quarter, just don't have enough firepower to pull some of those close games out. But they're going to be a tough team in the section. I know Elk River's going to, you know, I'm not sure how the matchups are going to be come section time, but Blaine's going to be a tough team to deal with in the section, just because of their style of play. You know, really against the type of team that Larry Krieg has. Kind of lost my attention here. There's a number 10, Jenna Johnson, that came into the ball game here. They must have heard you on the speaker system here, Mike.
Paulson can't get the second one to fall. See if Johnson can get a touch here. Maybe for a last-second shot.
You have to be on the defensive side.
Again, I'm non-biased. I just want to say that up front.
Must be
Kim
something in the name.
Osted. Can't get it to go off the front of the rim. And that's going to bring us to the horn. Final score, 68-48, 20-point victory A lot more lopsided victory from last time, the 16th of January, when it was only a 7-point victory. Phil and I are going to take a break, and we're going to come back to wrap it up right after this. It's the Elk River Elks upping their record to 21-0 overall and 11-0 in the Northwest Suburban. They hold down that top spot, at least for now, here, February 13th, 2001. Phil, very exciting game this evening. Well, until the fourth quarter, and maybe slipped away a little bit.
You know, and it kind of goes back to that Osseo game that we talked about when Elk River played at Osseo. It was a close game for 3 quarters, get into the fourth quarter, and you know, it shows 20-point difference on the scoreboard at the end of the ball game, but it was not that kind of game. Blaine played a real controlled game for the most part. They kind of hit that stretch. You talked about taking a timeout. Blaine did. Thought they could slow things down, went to a little different defensive look, and Elk River spotted up a couple of 3-point shots. It kind of took the wind out of the sails of Blaine, and off they were running to a 20-point lead to win the ball game.
You mentioned those 3-point shots. They came off the hand of Kayla Christensen, who poured in 29 tonight. Solid performance by her.
You know, I don't have the statistics here, Mike. I'd have to say that's probably the most points that she's had in a game, a career night. Wow, what a great 3-point shooter. How they left her open at the end. That was, you know, I'm sure somebody messed up on the defensive side, but a real good game by Kayla. And there was an example of somebody else on the Elk River side picking up the scoring slack. Rachel Davis not getting many points tonight, and they kind of have that ability for anybody on a given night to come in, pour some points in, and make the win for Elk River here.
And we'll talk more about the Elks in just a moment. But bright spot on the Blaine side, Stephanie Westman, she pours in 14 tonight, as she had a lot to contend with down low on that front line with the Elk River Elks.
Right. I thought they did a good job. Again, the idea to slow the game down, try to get the ball inside, work against some big girls inside against Elk River with some 6-footers in there. She did a really nice job. They worked her hard, tried to get the ball into her that last fourth quarter. They did. It was just got to be a runaway there toward the end with Elk River getting some easy, or not, I shouldn't say easy baskets, but some baskets that kind of broke the game open.
Another bright spot for Blaine, Heather Peterson. She poured in 11. And again, I mentioned Molly Hendricks. Every time I'm here to watch her, she follows out. Back to the Elk River side, Lindsay Dietz. Very solid. She pours in 12. She played a nice game. Again, you mentioned she does the dirty work, and she did just that tonight.
That's kind of Lindsay's game. She kind of comes up with that 12-point, maybe 14 points a game. Does a lot of it at the free throw line, does a lot of it on putback baskets. Other girls can shoot the ball from outside as she can, but she gets a lot of them right around the basket.
Well, looking ahead, as we mentioned, Elk River, highly touted matchup this Friday night at Elk River. They'll be hosting Osseo, and look for that to be the game of the year. And for Blaine, they're going to head to Champlin to take on the Champlin Park Rebels, a couple of teams that are right in the middle of the Northwest Suburban Conference. And again, Phil, I appreciate you joining me tonight.
It's been fun, Mike. Thanks for asking.
As you get a look at our final image. Again, 68-48 in favor of the Elk River Elks. I'd like to thank Kenton Kipp, Jim Reynolds, all our cameramen for their participation this evening. For Phil Johnson, I'm Mike Johnson. So long, everybody.
Good night.
In the howling wind comes the stinging rain. You see it driving the nails into the souls of the tree of pain. And from these fireflies, a red-orange glow. You see the face of fear running scared in the valley below. the locust